So sometimes when we get to the middle of a school year, it's important for us to revisit expectations. And so we'll talk about a couple of different things in our faculty meeting this month regarding clarification of expectations. One of those is I had the opportunity to listen to some feedback from some staff about expectations regarding meetings, particularly team meetings, vertical team meetings, which, the vertical team meetings, as you remember, are our content area meetings, and we call them vertical team meetings because we have the opportunity to visit vertically 5th through 8th grade about curriculum and about where we are and what kinds of activities and strategies we're using, things of that nature. And so we have a really unique opportunity at Timberview to be able to visit 5 through 8 and talk about those kinds of things. We also have the unique opportunity to visit within our grade levels, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and have those kinds of meetings. And so I'll take us back to the beginning of the school year, and I talked with our campus leadership team, and I said, one of the things that we want to try to do is reduce this concept of death by meeting. We just had so many meetings. Everybody's expected to have a meeting at this time, a meeting at that time, meeting at that time. And so what I charged our grade level leads and then also our vertical leads with is collaboratively making a decision with their teams as to when they meet and how often they meet. So rather than my setting some sort of arbitrary decree that we're going to meet once every month or once every week, or you're going to meet before or after school, or whatever that might be. Instead, what I charged our leads with was working collaboratively with the teams to make those decisions. So the expectation in terms of grade level meetings and in terms of vertical team meetings and in terms of any content area groups that meet, including our electives and specials, is that our teams work together with their leads to determine when and how regularly they meet. You're welcome to invite administrators to those meetings for additional support. Sometimes you have some questions and some things that you need clarified, things like that. We're happy to attend those. So always feel free to invite us to those. But there is no arbitrary, thou shalt meet this number of times or thou shalt meet on this particular day. Now, one thing that we do provide is an opportunity for teams to meet during our campus-based professional development days, and so there's some time built in for you to be able to do that then. But just to be clear, the teams can call those meetings at any time. Now, you're maybe on a team that hasn't met very often. Let's say I'm in a particular grade level and I'd really like my grade level to meet, but the grade level lead hasn't called a meeting, or maybe it's been a while since the grade level lead has called a meeting. So then what you can do as a member of the team is approach the grade level lead and say, hey, it'd be really nice if we could have a meeting. Grade levels will want to meet to discuss their students, progress, to discuss maybe you have some students who are struggling and you want to work together to devise some strategies to approach those things. And so as a member of the team, you can approach the grade level lead and say, wow, I really would like for us to sit down and have some conversations about our kids, or about something else that's going on that maybe is important to you. And I'll add one more thing. Meetings shouldn't digress into fuss sessions or gripe sessions or that kind of thing. That's really not the purpose of a meeting. And so, if you're getting into a meeting and you're in a situation where all anybody's doing is complaining, that's really not a great use of time. I mean, sometimes people need to vent frustrations and that kind of thing. Teaching is a difficult job, and so sometimes you have to do that. But when you have the opportunity to meet, try to stay on track, have an agenda, try to stay focused, and try to meet for the purpose of the betterment of the team so that you can have a good, productive meeting together. So those are just some reminders of expectations, and also some tips, and also some direction in the purpose of your meetings. And as always, if you have any questions about that, holler at me. You can find me anywhere around the building. Thanks.